I'm Donald. And I'm Douglas. And you're listening to the Railway Series Book Club. So what you could do is, like, layer the last two, like, over each other so they're, like, saying it together. Dunno. Fuck it.
Alright, gang. To celebrate today's episode, I have pulled out a different Donald and Douglas related toy, this time being my take-along Donald and Douglas. I don't remember if I talked about it last time, so I'm just going to say the story again. I only had Donald for a long time and really wanted Douglas, but didn't get Douglas until my older brother's friend donated me his entire, pretty extensive first 2 years of take-along collection. So I have two Donalds, but I instinctively pulled out the more beat-up one that I had to, have on my little, table right now.
I have Wolfie's Ertl Emily.
Ertl Emily?
I have Wolfie's Ertl Emily because it's currently in my house.
Oh, true.
Well, I've got, just been able to pull out of my drawer my Take and Play Donald, and my Wooden Railway Douglas.
I would like to get my own
Let's
Ertl Emily someday, but not today.
And, actually, since, my Wooden Railway Douglas is, clearly more beat up, that answers the question. Well, not really question, but, last week I wasn't quite sure which of the twins I got first in Wooden Railway, but that answers that it was Douglas.
Yeah.
So.
Environmental storytelling.
Yeah, exactly.
The fact that the UK Wooden Railway discontinued Donald 2 years before they discontinued Douglas meant I never got a Donald as a kid.
What the
That's
fuck?
fucked up.
Why do they do that? Are they stupid?
Donald was discontinued in 2008, and Douglas was discontinued in 2010. This is also the country where, despite the US getting a new version of Sir Handel and Peter Sam, they were just still selling the old Peter Sam here.
Wonder what the fuck was up with that.
So, my dad called me one day and said, "Oh, I am in a shop. I saw Peter Sam. Do you want him?" I was like, "Yeah, I like Peter Sam. He's cool." And then I was really excited, and then he handed me it when he got home, and it was the old one, who didn't have the special funnel, and I had to pretend to still be happy.
Aww.
Skill issue, he looks better with the old funnel.
Have you considered never speaking?
I had an old-style Peter Sam as a kid, but I lost it, and I was a little sad about it for a while, but then they came out with the new Peter Sam, and I was like, oh, well, this one just looks better. So, like, I guess I'm fine. Anyway, welcome to the Railway Series Book Club, the podcast where we talk about the trains from those storybooks. I am Jamie, the Queen of Sodor, pronouns she, her, and I am very happy that our literal last-second decision to actually open the Patreon went as smoothly as it did, because we got a nice little, like, nice little contingent of, like, 10 or so patrons. It's nice. It's nice. We're
Please
very
continue to patronize us, because I had to buy new cables for this recording session, and I'd like to make back the money on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you join our Patreon right now for $5 or more, you can vote on a bonus episode that we will work on at some point. Probably, like, I don't think we actually established a cutoff date for that poll. I'm going to check it right now to see what's winning. We've given people two options for what we should do for our first bonus episode between Thomas and Trevor and fucking Thomasaurus Rex. And currently Thomas and Trevor is winning. So, if you want to throw support behind Thomas and Trevor, or you want to vote for Thomasaurus Rex,
if you're a Thomasaurus Rex head and you're not already a patron, become one, so that way you can throw your weight behind the goat.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents. But
If
it's
you
your
want to
$5
get us
that'll make
to
a
at some
difference.
point, if at some point you want us to cover British Railway Stories' Tale of the Unnamed Engine,
What else do you
I
expect?
don't know if I'd put that
It's the
behind
way
the
of the
Patreon
world.
paywall. That sounds like
It was
asking
always
for
going to
trouble.
be this way.
I doubt Simon Air Conditioner Martin knows about this show.
I mean, he doesn't. I still think that the principle of the thing is sketchy. What the fuck's this podcast supposed to be about again?
It's a coach, and they're missing.
That's stupid.
That's true. This is a pretty
Can we
normal
skip it?
episode.
Can we
isn't
skip
it?
to the next one?
Yeah, honestly, this one's kind of confusing. I think we'd be better off if we just like annihilated the entire pacing of this arc and skipped to the middle point of the story.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan. By the way, I've got my Ertl dongle and dingle out on my desk now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love having my dongle and dingle out on my desk.
I love it when you
Happy
have
Pride.
your dongle and dingle out.
Yeah, we're recording this on the final fucking day of Pride. If we hadn't had so many fucking if we hadn't had so many misadventures trying to get like this episode actually recorded during the month, we probably might have had this out. Well, okay, it probably would have still been a July release anyway, but it probably wouldn't have been this late in July.
I mean, I say Happy
Sorry.
Pride even when it isn't June anyway.
That's fair.
Happy Pride.
Pride is a state of mind.
Well, that and it's just funny to do.
Optimus Pride.
Yeah.
This joke wouldn't stop bombing. Here's why I kept doing it.
Right. So, there's a lot of backstory to this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I don't think it's actually fucking based on anything. It's just, you know, Audrey had an idea for like, oh hey, what if I did twin trains, but they like, because I only ever put the number on the tenders, they could like swap identities. What if I did something with that? That'd be fun. And then Britt Allcroft read that story and was like, what the fuck is this? I don't get it. Kill it now. Except she said kill it now after they'd already filmed like 90% of the episode. So that
Yeah.
means there's a bunch of promotional stills that leaked out to the public over time. Including in
Yeah.
Japanese magazines that people
Yeah.
failed to notice for decades. And, you know, were only put back in the public consciousness when, like, some guys...
Just yesterday.
started, like, you know... Yeah, like... Well, that still had been out... That magazine picture, like, came out, like, a couple days after the fucking missing coach, like, still leak saga happened. Like, where the guy just leaked the whole book full of slides. But, like, the fucking, what's it called? Like, the fact it was in a Japanese magazine for, like, decades beforehand is really, really funny. Like, this is just...
Is this the only episode that got cancelled after it started filming?
Yeah.
I believe so. I think there's been a case that's been made that the same thing might have happened to Percy's Promise, but that probably did not get anywhere near as far in production as this, and would have been a casualty of this episode getting axed. So, you know, they probably only axed it because it was, you know, further down the shooting schedule and they hadn't done as much on it. There's like a post somebody made about it that I'm not going to bother linking, because in that post they were like, it was totally right to scrap the missing coach, and that's an attitude I'm fucking sick of, because I think the story gets an unfair reputation, specifically because a lot of the people who dislike it are literally just parroting Britt Allcroft's confusion, rather than doing any of their own actual thinking about it. Like if Allcroft had been confused and cut out Wrong Road instead, I feel like a lot of these people would be calling that story bad too. Like, and the version of Wrong Road that they made in the TV series makes less sense than the book. There's enough of it left that it still makes sense, but it also, like, loses a lot of context from the book. And I feel like The Missing Coach would have been the same exact case if they'd actually made it. Like, it still would have been a perfectly understandable episode. A kid wouldn't have watched it and been super duper confused, but because Allcroft thought that would be the case, a bunch of people just parrot it as if it's actual fact, and not, I'm gonna say it, her just being wrong.
For what it's worth, I read the story a lot, and I still kind of don't get what the point was.
Here's my opinion. If they actually made the TV episode, right, I guarantee you that right fucking now, I would be complaining at how far away Donald's tender was from Douglas.
Yeah, everybody would be complaining about that.
I would literally be groaning like, oh, but they did it wrong.
I mean, that's that's also what I'm doing about TV Wrong Road. This is just the curse of being a fucking a book. What's the name that begins with B? A bookberry. You know?
Yeah.
Like, maybe I'm stupid, but like, the actual purpose of the Switch just makes no sense to me.
Well, no, it's to take the heat off of Douglas.
Yeah. Well, like we'll get into it later. But honestly, after having discussed Hello Twins last time, I feel like the plan making not as much sense actually is reinforced when you actually look at Hello Twins, because their plans in that are also terrible. Like,
yeah.
they're not master planners. They're making this shit up as they go along, and this shit is basically just the breaking point. Like, this is thematically consistent.
Yeah.
And it's,
This is also a story that I can bring up in this was changed somewhat substantially in the peak fiction that is the My Thomas story library.
Yes!
That is true, isn't it? Hmm.
Yeah, they completely cut out the Switch there, didn't they?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. We'll get into it.
Yeah. Soon workmen came to give the twins their numbers. Donald was 9 and Douglas 10. When the men went away, they were left alone in the shed. You may have noticed, Dougie, that young painters forgot something. What did they forget? They painted brand new numbers on our tenders, but they put 9 on us. Donald winked broadly at his twin. You mean, grinned Douglas, that we can... Just that, chuckled Donald. Hold your wheest. Here's the inspector.
Donald looks so fucking
two.
silly.
They're so silly.
I like that one of the painters is smoking too.
Yeah, who gives a fuck? I think it's neat that, like, they were expecting numbers to be painted on themselves and the tenders, which, would make sense because they come from a railway where you put the number on the fucking locomotive.
Yeah.
Like, Sodor is just kind of weird for putting it on the tender and having no identification on the locomotive that we could see. So, like, they're probably like, well,
Hey,
we
can do some schemes with this.
It has also permanently tainted my view of engines because now they don't look right with numbers on the cab side to me, which is why I hate where Rebecca's number is.
Well, I just hate the NWR on her tender.
Yeah, like, there are a lot of problems with her design.
Holy shit, there's so many problems with her design.
If I love her design to a point, like, her 3D model should have been better. I will always defend the livery application, though. I've come around on it. I think that it's awesome. They should have fucking scrapped the NWR and put the 22 where it is instead, and leave the cab side blank, though.
22 on the tender, get rid of the weird giant red box above her buffer beam, make the front black. Then I would accept it.
I don't know about black front, but like...
I don't really know about black
I
front
don't
either.
I don't like the cheese wedge look. It doesn't look good.
I'd be okay with it if it was like gray or something. I feel like black... When you start adding too much black to Rebecca's design, it starts to kind of lose itself.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I don't like many redesigns of Rebecca, just because I feel like most of the time they kind of lose the sauce of what I like about Rebecca in favor of, trying to, like, make her look more like the real train's livery application, which is a perfectly fine livery application for the colors that it's actually in. But, like,
but not
Rebecca
quite
looks
for the...
best when she... Yeah, Rebecca looks best when she is actually, wearing her big old daylight stripes. Like,
See, my issue isn't, like, I want her to look more like a real bully. My issue is I want her to fit in better with the other main engines.
Okay, well, I mean, I still think she fits in fine with
She fits
the
in
daylight
fine,
stripes.
but
Yeah.
the model is still shit.
Yeah, the model's still shit. If, like, every time I say I like Rebecca's design, I have to pretend that, like, the colors, I have to pretend her color scheme is being applied to an actual bully in Pacific instead of to whatever the fuck they made at Jamfield.
I don't like the all yellow and red front,
Yeah.
Like,
It needs
I don't like
something
the-
there to break it up.
like the red
Yeah.
buffer beam, the giant red brick, and then the massive yellow front, it doesn't look right. Like, I don't think it has to be black specifically, just, like, give it a darker color to break it up. Please, God.
You wanted to actually talk about the twin engines?
No.
No. My first note for this page is, man, I haven't seen a story follow directly on from the last one like this in sturdy work.
Yeah, like we were saying last time, Hello Twins really is just the first act of one story, and this story is the second and third acts of the same story. Like,
Yeah.
it's all just one.
I disagree.
That had to be split into two.
Partially.
Okay, why do you disagree?
Break Van is the third act.
I don't know. I feel like Break Fan works on its own just because it has enough going on to sustain a full episode.
That doesn't
which
make
is,
it not a third act, though.
Well, I feel like the second act is this entire bit we're gonna see where Donald and Douglas learn the ropes of the railway and kind of get in place, and then the third act is the whole ordeal with the coach.
My take, though, for this whole thing, right, is that very clearly they've pulled this sort of shit before, right? Like, this style
Yeah.
of, I guess, practical joke. Because I think there's a possible chance that 57646 and 57647 aren't even their actual numbers either. Like,
What happened to the real 57646?
died. I don't fucking know. I mean, either way, like, and like I said last week, who knows? Like I said last week, they're illustrated much more consistently as 812s than they are 652s. So I think that that cements my theory a little further. And also kind of speaks more to all of their plans being a bit shit.
Yeah.
They are idiots, aren't they?
Yes.
They're fucking dinguses.
They're incredibly competent, but they're idiots.
Yeah. They've just kind of been
Absolute
coasting
fucking
by
bozos.
on the fact that nobody is clever enough to put up a fight against them. And they're about to hit a brick wall in that regard.
Yeah. Like Wile E. Coyote fucking running into a painted tunnel.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for Coyote vs. Acme to actually release, by the way.
Oh, yes, I forgot
am
that that's
too.
actually coming out.
Yeah, I'm glad.
It'll be this year, right? Or next year?
I believe this year.
Awesome.
Oh, release date 2026.
Ah. So it was next year.
But hey, it's coming out, so...
Yeah. Good. Do it again. I've got a general comment, which is just that whenever I listen to the Angelus narration of this story, I put it at 1.25 speed on YouTube because it sounds a little bit more like a Series 4 narration that way.
That's fun.
God. I love Angelus, but he did kind of lose his zeal after a while.
He really did.
He
I
did,
don't blame
but,
him for it. I'm sure it's not his fault, but...
Yeah.
trust me on this. You play that you play that fucking Missing Coach narration or like Hollow Twins Breakman whatever narration at like 1.25 speed. It is season 4. That is just straight up
Nice.
season 4, Angelos. Now 9 and 10, smiled the inspector. Here's Duck. He'll show you Ram before you start work. The twins enjoyed themselves and were soon friends with Duck. They didn't mind what they did. They tackled goods trains and coaches easily, for, once the twins had shunted them, trucks knew better than to try any tricks. We like it fine here, said Donald. That's good, smiled Duck, but take my tip. Watch out for Gordon, Henry, and James. They're sure to try some nonsense. Dinna fash yourself, chuckled Douglas. We'll soon settle them.
Duck!
It's Duck, yay! Oh my god!
Yay!
I like
My
the...
favorite All Engines Go character!
Mattel does care.
I hope he's in the show.
I hope he is back in the
Duck's
series.
back.
Duck's
think
back.
Mattel
Hey,
cares?
look, Duck's back. I like...
Now we really just need Reboot Bear.
I like the pointed callback to Duck Takes Charge on this page.
Yeah.
They might start quacking.
Why would they quack at us?
Why would they quack?
I think you're just projecting.
What's your name again? I seem to have forgotten. I quite like Douglas in the background pulling coaches. We hardly ever see Donald and Douglas pull coaches, and I think that's quite sad.
Yeah,
I
it's-
feel like, there's like one time where they double head the Red Express coaches.
Yeah, it's
season
in-
20.
Yeah, and it looks great.
It's in,
does.
Philip's New Friend, I think.
Yes.
Toby's new friend.
Oh, it's got Philip in it. It's fucking... That was close.
Philip does also get a new friend, so it is an accurate description.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the point.
I think it's, a very interesting moment here where despite all of the trickiness they've displayed up until now, they managed to make friends with Duck and prove to actually be competent workers.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like usually when there's like a troublemaker character in these books, you wouldn't expect them to do that. Like, Diesel showed up and immediately not friends with Duck, not getting any real work done. Meanwhile, they're just fucking getting along swimmingly, and I think that's it's a good sign for them
Yeah.
narratively, I guess.
Diesel was tricky. These two were just crafty.
Exactly.
Sure.
I'll tell you what, I wonder if this picture might just be where they got the fucked up steps on the TV props from.
Do they have fucked up Do they have fucked up steps?
I mean, yeah, they're not solid. They're very, well, they've got a big hole in the side.
Oh.
I've never really registered that they look like that before. I don't think I like that terribly much.
Yeah, I hate it, personally. So with
Wow.
that in mind, do we have anything more to say on this page?
I mean, I think I really said, what there is to say, which is that,
Yeah, there's not really much for this one.
Yeah.
I do enjoy the relationship between Duck and the Scots, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duck needs more friends. Duck needs level-headed individuals with which to call out the big engine's shit, and that is definitely what he has in Donald and Douglas.
Exactly.
The only other engines on the railway that I would really say are level-headed are Edward and Toby, and they're not usually around, so...
Yeah.
He's probably thinking, like, oh, thank God.
Like, yeah, no, the thing is about Tidmouth is that everybody who's based there is fucking insane.
It's just full of divas.
Which, honestly, kind of, sort of includes Donald and Douglas, despite, them being as level-headed as they are.
Yeah, they
This is the thing.
they
Duck's,
are.
Duck's level-headed, but he's still a dumbass.
Yeah.
They all have their own vices, but these three are like, these three aren't as volatile.
They're more intelligent than the other ones.
Yeah.
They're not gonna James out.
Yeah. Only James can James
Jamesing
out.
out.
I'm gonna James out!
What does that entail, per se?
You're gonna find out when it happens!
This time I'm really gonna do it.
Bitches love my moustache.
James, I don't want to be around for when you James out. I don't. That sounds like
That's
a
too
not
late.
fun time to
That's
be
too
having.
late. It's so fucking late.
Oh, good.
You're already there. It's already happening. Okay, let's move on.
All users jack off immediately.
One of these days, Fat Controller's gonna give me my own branch line, and then I'll never have to think about this ever again. And that day can't come soon enough.
Donald and Douglas had deep-toned whistles. They sound like buses, said Gordon. Or ships, sniggered Henry. Tugboat Annie, laughed Gordon. Donald and Douglas cruised quietly up, one on each side. You wouldn't be making fun of us, would you know? Asked Donald. Gordon and Henry jumped. They glanced nervously from side to side. No, said Gordon. No, certainly not, said Henry. That's fine, said Douglas. Now just mind the both of you, and keep it that way. That was the way Gordon and Henry kept it.
I love this scene
get
so
hit,
much.
bitch.
Yeah, they will fucking annihilate you, buddy. They hate your outdated pop culture references.
You see, was the
Okay,
Tugboat
my
Annie
pussy.
reference even dated for the time?
I don't even fucking know, but you know,
What is
It-
Tugboat Annie a reference to? I don't
A
remember.
radio program.
Nah.
yeah,
It was a sitcom,
it was about like a woman who ran a tugboat or something.
bit like the Navy.
Yeah,
Do you think that Gordon is a fan of the wireless?
Well, he's on it, so he has to be.
yeah. That's how it works.
I love the I've seen people recently headcanon that Gordon is very into opera, and the entire rest of Tidmouth- the entirety of the rest of Tidmouth fucking hate it. So,
Yeah, well, apparently
so
there's
he's never allowed to be in charge of the music.
there's also a band from my area who are called Tugboat Annie.
Huh.
Interesting.
Wonder if it's based on this.
Well, it
So,
probably
like,
is
we're-
named after that.
Were the actual Caledonian Railway whistles in the 625s that deep?
Yes. So the Caledonian Railway
Yeah.
basically had a standard whistle that they had on like all their engines, and it is indeed that deep. It's a hooter whistle.
Ah.
Their whistles in the CGI show actually are basically spot on to how those sound.
Cool.
But if you
Do they have
want,
different whistles in CGI?
yeah,
Yeah.
they've got like actual like engine whistles instead of just
I never realized.
the synthesizer wah 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 wah.
Oh, I like the synthesizer warbles.
I mean, they're nice.
They're nice, but I like the real whistles more. I didn't mean to say that so sensually, but like I already fucking said it. So you know what? I'm just gonna fucking go down with the ship at this point. Whatever, man. Fuck
Oh,
this.
CGI Donald, you have such a deep whistle.
Die. Anyway,
That's weird.
I don't like you doing that.
Please stop.
is this what they
Keep
call a pair of
away.
social relationships? Because I
A pair of social relationships.
I know Percy goes on about those. He spends too much time on the internet.
I'm Fujoshing out.
That's it! I'm gonna Fujo out!
Percy, what are you talking about?
Percy, it's 1 in the fucking morning.
But Thomas!
Thomas!
Thomas, the girls in my favorite webcomic are going to kiss, maybe! I don't know! I'm waiting for the page to update!
Percy.
Constantly refreshing is not going to make it update any faster. Close the laptop and go to sleep.
You could talk my ear off about coming of age tomorrow.
You can check it tomorrow.
God.
Percy would love dumbing of age.
I don't know if he'd understand it, honestly. I think, he'd... A lot of that drama would go over his head.
I can't speak for it. I've not read it still.
You gotta fix that.
Yeah, you gotta fix that.
I might.
Also, this is good illustration. Everybody's very good.
It's a really good illustration. I quite like
Yeah.
the faces Donald and Douglas are making, and also, Gordon and
Yeah, for me it's
Henry's
Gordon.
faces.
Especially Gordon.
Like, oh,
Sort of.
I have made a...
SpaghettiOs.
I have said a bad.
Uh-oh.
Dear.
I know that look.
Oh,
That means the
frog.
bit didn't land. That's a -2. Remember that tweet I made a few years ago that was like, Gordon if he was in Germa's chat? Tugboat Andy, Omega lol. Oh, that's gonna get -2 for sure.
That's really good.
Yeah, that was an old one.
I saw a post today, Andrew, that I meant to send to you, but I forgot to, which was like a clip of Germa with the caption, "If Germa was the last man on Earth, I feel like he wouldn't notice for a few months."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting thing about this page, though, is that James hasn't given any nonsense.
I feel
Hashtag
like
noticing.
James is smart enough. James is an idiot, but he's smart enough to realize that these two would kick the shit out of him.
Yeah, like, Gordon and
guess.
Henry at least are bigger. James is the same size. He would get fucking compacted into a cube.
Yeah,
Yes.
plus he's also, like,
He's-
too
he's-
tired and annoyed still to, like, even try some shit. Like,
Listen,
James in this book is just him being perpetually fucking pissed off that he has to work a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
If
Like-
James got into shit with Donald and Douglas, he'd end up like the cars at the end of Brave Little Toaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, tiny cube.
I guess we'll just have to wait for another story to see if there will be nonsense with James.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm eating.
It's okay.
What are you eating?
We can cut from that to the next page if that's the last thing.
I'm actually unsure of the specific meat that this is. But it's
Well,
quite
that's a good
nicely
sign.
garnished. No, it's probably
You
pork
just love
or
having
something.
meat in your mouth that much.
Yeah, I do. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Every day, punctually at 3:30, Gordon steams in with the express. It is called the Wild Nor'Wester and is full of people from England, Wales, and Scotland. There is also a special coach for passengers travelling to places on Thomas's branch line. When the other coaches are taken away empty, engines have to remember to shunt the special coach to the bay platform. It does not wait there long. Thomas, with Annie and Clarabelle, comes hurrying from the junction to fetch it. Thomas is very proud of his special coach.
Hi, Thomas!
It's Thomas. Hello.
You're
Thomas.
the leader! I associate
Hey,
this
Thomas.
illustration with the Thomas Club books. That where it was like one side was one story and you flip the book over and it's another.
Oh, like the big ones I have?
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure this picture was on the side of like the little cardboard bookcase designed to like hold the books.
Cool.
It
That makes
was
sense.
this, and on one side, and the other side was Henry in Flying Kipper coming home from crew.
Aw.
Yeah,
And he
they were
looks
on, like,
so
flats.
fucked here.
Yeah, what the fuck's wrong? Why did they compress her?
No, that's Clarabelle.
Oh, that is Clarabelle. It has the guard compartment.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? Why'd they compress Clarabelle?
dunno. But
She was too funny and
I feel like
charming in the CGI series,
I
and
feel
they
like
saw
the
the future.
consensus sort of is that Annie is illustrated longer than Clarabelle, which is odd.
That is odd.
I don't remember whether or not
so,
that's
you know-
actually consistent. I need someone to fact check me on this in the Discord. Join the Discord, but
Yeah, join the Discord and the Patreon.
yeah. But either way, there's something with real life shit that I should like to explain, but I don't know if I mean while I've got a chance to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, not that it matters much in the long run, but like for the sake of being anal, Thomas's special coach in this picture is illustrated as being a BSO, a break second open. But in real life it would be a BCK, break composite corridor, composite even, I don't know. Because those were... Blech! Because those were marshaled at the back of trains, specially to be detached for branch line working.
Oh.
Yeah. So, pretty much exactly what Audrey describes in the text.
Yeah.
Nice.
Meanwhile, BSOs were just, one class and sort of had a big open saloon area, and it just isn't... Smaller luggage space, so not really ideal for people on an express that would want to go along a branch. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting, though, that Thomas has black wheels here.
Yeah. Thomas has black wheels in the next illustration, too. It's very odd.
It's strangely consistent, #noticing.
Yeah.
I will say, aside from the very squished Clarabelle, this is a lovely illustration.
Yeah,
This is
it's
one of my
great.
favorites.
I like the cows and the tractor and
I love the
farmer.
cows and the tractor and the farmer, and I love the trees.
I
I love Thomas
It's just
Train.
it's just so full of life.
Yeah.
do like the illustration a lot. Squished Clarabelle brings it down a few points for me.
Yeah.
I don't really give a
you
shit.
know, if it,
I don't feel that passionately about squished Clarabelle.
yeah, like it's still.
I like the girlies being identical.
They can't be identical.
So, there's a lot of exposition on this page, and
The entire
some of that
page
is
is
also-
exposition.
yes, the entire page is exposition. Thank you.
Which is honestly very convenient, I would say.
Yes. Yes. And the Wild Nor'Wester gets name dropped for the first time, which leads to a minor misconception about Thomas that bothers me. There's a lot of these. So like the Wild Nor'Wester is just the return service for the Express. It is not the name of the Express in its entirety. It's just, the Express coming from the mainland. When it's going to the mainland, I believe it is known as the Sudrian.
Arguably, the Sudrian is a different train. That
Okay,
happens
well,
to share
They're
stops
both
with the
expresses.
Express. They are both expresses,
But it's... Yeah.
but
the Wild Nor'Wester is the train that comes from the mainland to Sodor.
yes, it is.
Yes.
However, the Sudrian has different destinations. Like it still stops at Barrow for like another engine to take it over, but like, the Sudrian has like stops at like fucking I think like Plymouth. Why am I only remembering Plymouth? Ooh,
I
I'm
want to say I saw
schooling.
mention of Manchester.
Yeah.
Let me
Proceeding
pull
to
up the
either
page for-
Euston or Plymouth on the mainland on alternate days.
That's really funny then, because So he was going to go to Euston and prove the big city engine right, and then he just ended up in St. Pancras.
Huh.
Hmm.
Actually, maybe this could be a thing of, like, Audrey sort of changing his mind on it.
Maybe.
Because
Because, well, the Sudrian is only really mentioned in the timetable for his Northwestern layout, right?
yeah, his layout of the
Yeah.
main line.
And then later, you know, when we actually see the express go to its London destination, it is St. Pancras.
Yeah.
Add it to the wiki!
The layout was deconstructed in 53. And that was
Yes.
before 8 Famous Engines, so... Shit, yeah, maybe that sort of did get retconned.
I quite like the special coach and how it and all the other fucking Crimson and Cream coaches Kenny illustrates are probably the reason we have the Red Express coaches in the TV series, and we all thought
Oh,
that
yeah.
the missing that Thomas' special coach in the TV series would have been one of these, and
Yep.
then we got the leak still, and it's just a fucking Annie and Clarabelle.
Yep. I hate it.
That
I
hate it
truly
too.
fucking hate
it's
it.
really funny though.
It's funny. It's stupid. I fucking hate it. It's another reason for me to fucking bemoan going, oh, they did it wrong. Oh, they got the coach wrong.
Were
Like-
they even still using the orange branch line coaches in season 2?
Yes, they were. They're in like Edward's exploit and shit.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, so they are.
they weren't doing terribly well.
They were fucking falling apart.
Yeah.
Just like everything
What
in
is
season
this
2.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, yeah. Series 2 is fucking held together by, like, fucking blue tack and dubious gluing.
Dubious Glubious.
Dubious diesel.
So, there's a chance I may have cannibalized this in earlier episodes, but in my notes that I wrote 3 years ago, because I actually started writing my notes back in 2021, so that would be 4 years ago, actually. I wanted to be prepared well in advance. So I wrote an info dump about, like, the color coding of early era BR coaches, where, like, the corridor stock is crimson and cream, but the non-corridor stock is just crimson. So you could easily tell them apart in the yard.
Like red
Like,
and
what's
maroon and
compartment
such.
and what's... Yeah. Only then, when the late Crest era rolled in, they changed the standard livery for both to be maroon and yellow, which, also looks nice. Not standardized at all, because some regions retained the old colorings, and then the western and southern regions were allowed to put their coaches back into Big Four liveries. So the whole coach livery thing just became super unorganized, made a lot of trains using mixed stock between regions, like patchwork. And the moral of the story is that sometimes individualism kind of sucks. Because, like, they all could have been consistent crimson and cream, but no. They had to fucking break rank and make everything look disorganized.
If it was up to me, they would have just kept what they had for very early BR, where they just wrote British Railways on the old Big Four liveries.
See, that's fine. The locomotives being different colors is fine.
No. From if it were up to me, they'd have kept fucking the British Railways logo as just British Railways written in the totem graphic instead of the plain text or the crest or whatever. It looked terrible. It looked fucking... They tried it out on... I think they tried it out on a schools class. And then...
Do we have a picture of this?
We do, yeah. I've got it somewhere.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I love it.
Yeah, it gets
I
even
hate
better.
it so
they
much.
They tried this out, too.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually.
I
like
actually
that.
kind of like that.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. It's... Like... Yeah, it's not terrible. It's like...
Honestly,
Almost
my favorite
early
era
crest.
of BR is when it's just British Railways written on everything.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
honestly is what I imagine Donald and Douglas would have had written on them when they arrived.
Before we move on to the next page, I have a very important question for the class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think that if the story had actually made it to TV, they would have ever revisited the special coach in, like, TV exclusive stories?
Possibly?
Probably not.
Yeah. They never talk about it again after this story, so they probably would just forget about it, but at the same time I could see this being like
It'd get brought back in the CGI show. Probably.
yeah, get brought back in the Brenner era.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be like The Local.
Yeah. One afternoon, Douglas helped Duck in the yard while Donald waited to take a goods train to the other end of the line. As Duck was busy arranging Donald's trucks, Douglas offered to take away Gordon's coaches. Douglas was enjoying himself when an awful thought struck him. I hope the fat controller doesn't find out I shouldn't be here. I couldn't abide going back. He worried so much over this that he forgot about Thomas's special coach. He pushed it with the others into the carriage siding, then ambled along to join Donald at the water column. As he went, Thomas scampered by, whistling cheerfully.
Do you think Thomas has met them yet?
No.
Probably not.
This is their first day. I'm pretty sure, still.
Well, this one afternoon.
Oh, wait, no,
Yeah,
one afternoon.
it's
Yeah,
probably-
it's a different day then.
It's probably like their first week, still.
Yeah.
Yeah. They probably haven't had a proper conversation yet.
Yeah. This is
I
still...
can see it's like they've seen each other from across the yard, but they haven't
Yeah.
really spoken.
Yeah.
And this is Thomas just going, oh, yeah, new guy, peep, peep, hello.
Hey, hey, what's your face?
Hey!
Not even...
You?
Not even that yet. Just like, it's like the friendly wave of acknowledgement. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
You don't really know them, but, like, you're tangentially aware of them and you want to be friendly.
Yeah, exactly. But also, hey, you!
Thomas is a very friendly guy in this page.
Yeah.
So, a little bit that we lose by losing this episode in the TV series is the explicit mentioning that Douglas is the one who shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a piece of the puzzle fell into place.
Yeah? I quite enjoy him being so worried about this that he just, like, forgets to do the thing. That's just how
Yeah.
it be sometimes. It's relatable.
It'd be like that.
I feel like Douglas being the one to worry about this and him being the one that shouldn't be here is, you know, it plays into the thing of Donald and Douglas are like the only pair of twins that have distinctly different personalities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, Douglas is a lot more sensitive than Donald is. I feel like is the best way to boil it down.
Donald's the leader, Douglas is the follower.
Yeah.
You know, compare that with Bill and Ben, where, like, they aren't really meant to be as deep as Donald and Douglas.
Bill and Ben are one character.
They're one character split in two. They're a comedy
Yeah.
act.
Yeah. They're one character split into two because having two of them is funnier.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like the joke that barely anybody does when they adapt this story is showing the passengers inside the coach being confused at getting shunted away.
Yeah, that would be awesome, honestly.
It's explicitly mentioned, even shown a couple pages from now, that they're still in there.
Yeah, they're in the coach. Douglas just shunted a bunch of people into the fucking rail yard sidings.
Tell you what, actually,
What?
the story library book shows it.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Biggest story
does.
library book
That's
is Peak.
It is.
It's true.
You know what? Actually, you know what? Tell you what else. There's this story my mom told me once that I thought was a little bit like Missing Coach. This happened to her and my aunt in New York City in the 80s. When they, like, visited. They they just left like a cat show at Madison Square Garden, right? And so they get on the train
Right.
to go back to wherever they were staying, I think, and they're waiting. They're waiting in the coach, the subway car, whatever, for like must have been hours. And after a while, they're going, well, why aren't we moving? That's how mom always says it when she tells me the story. And it's them and just this other guy who just happened to be there. It turns out it was out of service. They just got onto the wrong train that wasn't due to leave at all. And there were these other trains, like, scuttling by and all this time, but, like, it was just the wrong fucking one.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
It is.
It's, like, almost reverse missing coach.
Yeah.
Where, like, actually, the staff have done everything properly. The passengers, though, what are you doing?
What?
What? I know that sounds bad. So, something worth pointing out about the Angelus narration of this story is that both when they're working with Duck and in this scene on this page, they play an instrumental version of the Emily song.
Huh.
I'm inclined to deem this Scottish stereotyping. And I think it should be cancelled from here to thenceforth.
Cancelled.
Cancelled.
Fucked up.
But it's also... I also wrote this in my notes. Just that, Douglas is having a sobering realization about potentially being caught as a stowaway and, like, sent back to his death. And the music is just all...
There's no one quite like
what I
Douglas.
put was fucking...
Friendly
Douglas.
Black Douglas.
What I put was fucking, like...
Cut that out.
The following emojis: smiley face, sun, and rainbow.
You don't need to ask me twice. No, because I don't have head lice. All those who know Douglas know I'm good at Among Us.
I mean, he is the imposter.
Yeah, he is.
Canonically. He's the sussy baka.
Like, he is technically... Like, he is the sussy baka.
Yeah.
Good old Douglas, I am sus. There's no one quite like Douglas.
Like, in the context of an Among Us game, this is Douglas freaking out so much about potentially being caught as the imposter that he, like, fucks up faking a task.
Yeah.
So the Fat Controller is going to call a meeting pretty soon. No, it's not the Fat Controller that does it. It's Thomas that does. Thomas presses the big button and it goes brrr. But I mustn't say any more, I shall spoil the next page. Soon, Thomas came fussing. "Where's my coach?" "Coach?" asked Donald. "What coach?" "My special coach that Gordon brings for me. It's gone. I must find it." He bustled away. "Lost 6," said Douglas. "I'm only stood the special coach with the others." "Just see that!" exclaimed Donald's driver. A mob of angry passengers erupted from the siding. "They're complaining to the Fat Controller. He'll be coming here next." "Now listen," said Douglas's driver. "We'll change tenders. Then away with you, Donald, and take young goods. Dinna fash about us. Quick now, do as I say."
This is a good illustration.
It's a good illustration.
It's hit. It's fucking happening.
It's happening. Also, Cooch? What Cooch?
Coach? What coach? Jamie, pull up the missing couch, please.
I will put the missing couch up on screen.
Thank you.
So, like, I love how the easy way out would just, I mean, they obviously don't know this. sense. Like, and it would be bad drama if they did the thing that is statistically the smart thing to do. That's not how you
Yeah.
write a good story.
Exactly. Don't be a nerd.
I love that their immediate response to making a... I mean, I don't know if I call it a minor mistake, but, like, you know, they this could be an easy fix, potentially. Instead, they just decide, okay, time to pull out the Looney Tunes hijinks to get our way out of this one.
Yeah.
And hey, it's time for them to change tenders.
I've been here the entire time.
So, like, the tender plan. We already talked about it at the top of the podcast. Thematically speaking, it doesn't
Podcast.
need to make sense, because the entire point is that it is bad and stupid and fails. And it's, you know, the first time that one of their ramshackle plans fails, because, you know, they're finally in an environment with people who are too smart to fall for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But, you know, people just kind of, like, expect it to be airtight anyway, because, again, they expect characters and stories to do the, like, you know, 100% sensible, optimal
to do the
thing
exact
all the time.
logical thing to do in a situation
Yeah.
like this.
Alright, Poindexter, that's enough of your borax. Or
Tip of
whatever
Cinema
Chief Wiggum
Club.
said. Yeah. Yeah, hold on. There's a Tip of Cinema Club tweet that I quite like. It's very old. Yeah. No, listen, said Douglas's driver. We'll change tenders. Then wherever you Donald, and take your own goods. Dinner fast. Quick now. Do as I say. That's literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard, said Douglas. Please, Douglas, let me handle this, said Donald. He took a deep breath and looked at Douglas's driver. That idea is just the worst.
I mean, just absolute dog shit.
Don't come over. I tried making a cake, but like, I just turned out. I fucked it. I fucked it real bad. Mario, you do want to come over?
The double-decker missing
Really,
couch.
really, don't. Just utter dog shit cake. Blue sky fucking high.
I think my only complaint with this is that I feel like it should be the engines coming up with the plans and not the drivers, you know. But that's like that's small potatoes, honestly. Like, you know, it gives, you know, it's a thing we've griped before about on the podcast, where it's like, oh, it's always the drivers coming up with this plan and not the engines. The engines should really, you know, be more active in their own planning. You know, we've talked about that before on the podcast. It's old at this point. It's been a while, honestly. But, like, this is a moment where it feels like, yeah, it probably makes sense if the trains were the ones coming up with this, especially because it sucks so bad.
I'm asking this, like, very genuinely, right? Like, you know, obviously the intent here is that it's a bad plan that doesn't work.
Yes.
But what is the intended reason for them not to just uncouple Douglas's tender and have Donald take the train? And then they just be like, oh, sorry, I weren't doing the shunting.
Well,
Rather than just, like...
because that would probably end up putting the blame on the duck. They don't want to fuck duck.
I feel like the plan is essentially to fuck Duck here, sadly. They obviously haven't had the forethought to really think that it would, you know, implicate Duck, but, like, you know, best case scenario, one of them's out of there, the other has an alibi, so obviously Duck did the fuck up, and he was the one who was supposed to be shunting the train to begin with.
Yeah,
So-
it's like the question isn't, like, why did they have, like... Everything about it makes sense apart from the swapping of the tender itself. That bit I don't get what the thought process for them was.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like
What were they
Audrey
cooking?
came up with the idea of the tender swap first, and couldn't necessarily find an airtight way to use it.
Yeah.
You know.
Because it's... The exact same thing is achieved if they just uncouple Douglas's tender and then have Donald leave. Rather than leaving Douglas there with Donald's tender.
I don't I don't
I
agree.
don't necessarily agree, because I feel like leaving Douglas there with Donald's tender means Douglas gets to construct an airtight alibi, hypothetically.
Yeah. Like, doing
You know,
that...
Meanwhile, Donald just doesn't know shit.
Yeah, first of all, what I like about this page, actually, is the implication that Donald just never got told about the special coach at all.
Yeah.
And I think probably what happened is that Duck only told Douglas about it when he offered to shunt Gordon's coaches away.
Probably.
But, like, couldn't the same thing have been achieved by having Douglas stay behind with his tender uncoupled?
No. Because the whole point is to try and take the heat off of Douglas.
But, like, if his tender's uncoupled, wouldn't that also take the heat off him?
No.
I don't think so.
Not as such.
I don't know, my brain's too small.
Well, that's fine, but it's that, like,
Donald... What it basically boils down to is you need to trust the process. Sorry.
So, yeah, like, what I like, you know, I was very gently constructing, like, a lockpick to open the door, and you, like, what you did was you, like, got a wrecking ball attachment and smashed the door to fucking smithereens. That is what happened there. Anyhow, so if Douglas stays there, right, and if it's just that Douglas's tender is uncoupled, it's just gonna look like, oh, yes, I fucked it up, and then my tender got uncoupled. It is still gonna look like Douglas did it.
Yeah.
But, like, for all intents and purposes here, no matter who's doing the lying, it's the twin against Duck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like...
Duck is immaterial at this stage, though.
I just don't see how the tender swap enhances the plan, because I feel like, you know, the implication with them showing him that the tender is uncoupled is to say, it couldn't have been me, my tender's broken.
Yes.
So wouldn't that implication still work if they didn't swap tenders and just uncoupled the tender?
No.
Why?
Because...
We just explained why.
We just explained why.
You know, Douglas needs to be there in order to provide an airtight alibi that Donald can't, but also Douglas can't actually be there as Douglas because he'll still look extraordinarily guilty. Douglas needs to be out of there in order to, like, not look immediately guilty. You know, asterisk, we'll get back to later. But, like, it also can't just be Donald because Donald doesn't know shit about the special coach, presumably.
Yeah.
It probably could have been laid out a lot better if there was more room in the story to, like, you know, it be a bit more clear just by having more words to be able to tell the story. But I'll save that for the end of the episode. You know, and, like,
Okay.
Something to remember, like we've said earlier, this plane is not supposed to be airtight. You know?
Yeah. Yes, but I feel like it needs reiterating again, because, Vivian, I think that you've fallen victim to the classic blunder of... Yes, but why didn't they just blow up the ice cream truck instead of scrambling around it? Are they stupid?
See, my thought isn't that the plan should make more sense to us, it's that I don't see why it makes sense to them.
Well, you see, they're a little bit stupid.
It doesn't need to make sense to them.
See, like,
It's
well,
one of those. It's one
I
of
don't
those
know.
things that you think of on the spot, and then you look back on it and go, "What the fuck was I thinking here?" Which, I'm gonna be honest,
Yeah.
is probably how Audrey felt about this story.
Probably.
Wouldn't surprise me.
The explanation that was given by the two of you doesn't make sense to me, but that's not because you're bad at explaining it. It's just because I'm an idiot.
I
So,
mean,
like-
you're not an idiot, but, like, I mean, some things just don't click.
Some things never leave you; they stay in your mind. Some things never leave you, even
I
when
was
you've left those
so
things
okay.
behind.
I was so fucking okay with spending an entire episode without fucking mentioning Magic Railroad. I was
How many
was
fucking
doing
times do we
great.
mention Magic Railroad?
I was fantastic. Just that one time. Just that there. That just then. We were going great, you know?
I feel like most episodes we don't reference Magic Railroad.
Yeah, we definitely.
And
don't
I
mention
was
Magic
glad,
Railroad most
and I was glad to like keep that up. Not that I hate Magic Railroad, but like I just, why now? Talk about Magic Railroad during fucking Missing Coach? Yeah, I'll bring up fucking Calling All Engines during fucking Bucking Bronco. Fucking Mr. Mac takes flight into the bush like he's at the fucking Sodor airport. Together, we made it happen. Jesus Christ.
We need to remember to have like an extended, like half an hour discussion about calling all engines in the middle of Bucking Bronco. It's so funny.
Look, sometimes you just.
You may-
Sometimes some things never leave you. Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Sometimes you make a friend.
I'm sorry, so sorry. Just do the next fucking page, please. The Fat Controller and 3 passengers walked towards them. But Donald, with Douglas's tender, 10, was out and away with the goods before they came near. Douglas and his driver waited with innocent expressions. "Ah," said the Fat Controller, "number 9, and why have you not taken the goods?" "What tender is a sir?" The driver showed him the tender still uncoupled. "I see. Some defect, no doubt. Tell me, why did number 10 leave so quickly?" Maybe, sir," put in Douglas. "He saw you coming and thought he was late." Said the Fat Controller.
Thomas is furious.
Yeah,
He is absolutely fucking fuming.
I just love Tom's pissed off in the background.
God, I can't believe Daniel would do this. Fucking
Damn,
At least
Daniel.
it wasn't.
engine
At least
over
it
there.
wasn't Davison.
Damn Daniel, and he did so well shunting those white vans.
killing
Good
you,
one.
killing you.
That
So
Vito, I
This
fist
is-
bump you.
Yay!
I
And
think
then I do the hand thing after the fist bump where like the finger wiggles.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jamie.
I think now's a good time to bring up the last still we have from this episode, which is just the tender, them interpreting the tender being uncoupled as the tender being on the other side of the fucking yard.
Jesus Christ. It's they did
How
it
the fuck
wrong.
did that
They
get
did it
there?
wrong again. They did it wrong.
I think it's extremely funny for them to be like, my tender's way. Yes, I can fucking
Okay.
see that.
You know what I'm imagining
Yes,
now?
I
How
can
the
see
fuck did
that.
you manage that?
You know what I'm imagining now? I'm
Ah.
imagining them very hastily swapping tenders, and since Thomas is facing them in the yard, he's just watching it. Like, what the fuck are they doing?
What the fuck are they? What?
What's wrong with them?
Do they have brain damage?
And like, Topham doesn't talk to him because he's not involved in losing the coach, so...
No, he does not talk to Thomas at all, so Thomas can't just be like, they uncoupled their tenders. What the fuck are they doing?
What's
Sir.
wrong with them?
Tromish, I'm doing an investigation. Please, wait for me to finish. But they...
But
Sir.
they just No, Thomas, it's okay. No, trust me, you don't want to get in on this one. But it's my coats, and I saw... Thomas, we could talk about what you saw later.
You need to trust the process, Thomas.
You just
I
need to...
fucking
You just need
hate
to,
this
you
job.
just need to trust the process, Thomas. It's okay. Now, anyway, so I says to him... Old Bean Fat Controller remains one of the best voices, like, ever. Anyhow. Let's talk logistics here, right? Generally, a third engine is needed when two locos swap tenders.
Right.
Yes.
And if they'd actually thought about pulling off the tender swap, which they didn't, because they didn't pull off the swap, they'd have probably
No.
needed to drag Duck in on it too, so the tender swap would be fully realized. But again,
Right.
it wasn't. Now,
Yeah,
Can you
and
imagine
Duck would
if
not
they
be cooperative with any of this. He'd be like,
they dragged
"What the
Duck
I'm not
in
doing
on the
this.
hoist?
I will not be implicated in your tomfoolery."
I thought you were
I can see them
alright,
getting
but you're
Percy
pulling
to do it.
shenanigans? Are you gonna have
I thought you were
shenanigans?
bae, but it turns out you're just fam.
Jamie, where the fuck is that from?
What, you don't remember that Vine?
I never used
No, I
Vine.
don't. I don't remember that one.
Nobody used Vine, but there were Vine compilations.
I used Vine. Fuck you.
So you used Vine and you haven't seen the Vine.
Gotta do it for the Vine.
Wow, yeah, it was a big fucking platform. You think I'd have been able to see every fucking Vine that was ever made? No.
Yes.
You haven't seen every fucking Tumblr post ever. Get on.
You don't know that.
I do.
Prove it.
Many times we've had conversations where I go, "Oh, that reminds me of this one Tumblr post," and I reference it, and you go, "I don't know what you're talking about."
I don't think there's any evidence to that.
It's happened before.
That's not evidence. That's just you stating it's happened.
That's hearsay.
That's
You
not
are
admissible in
stupid,
court.
and your argument is inherently in bad faith, and I want you to shut the fuck up so I can finish talking. The next point is that engines can only operate without their tenders attached for a very short distance. So, the conclusion is, what I imagine happened was that each crew hurriedly uncoupled each tender, and then all four guys worked together to push Donald's back, and then Douglas's onto Donald's line, coupling Douglas's to Donald, and then taking off the goods. And now Douglas's crew, being alone, pushed Donald's tender closer to Douglas, but without coupling it. And it's not that Douglas's crew know to stop the passengers approaching before it's coupled. No. It is part of the alibi.
Interesting.
Yes, they scrambled. And, it takes some fucking effort for four guys to, push tenders, entire fucking tenders, around.
I can
right?
barely move a fridge.
Yeah.
You moved a fridge quite recently, as I recall.
I did. It was it was evil, and I hated it.
You're just one person.
Yeah.
Imagine four guys
was-
moving one fridge. That'd be,
I mean, that's probably be easy.
that'd be a feather off your shoulder. Because you would.
Four guys doing 4 fridges, though.
Now that's the kind of appliance sex I'm looking for. They probably even got like a shunter or a cleaner or something involved too, and that's probably why there's just a guy explaining to one of the passengers, "Well, that one there's a train."
That's Bob.
I like the body language on Douglas's crew in this picture. Because like
Yeah.
it's the most obviously trying to play innocent shit like ever.
Yeah.
And it's
Arms
so,
behind
like,
the
arms
back.
tucked behind their backs.
yep,
One of them's
Like-
leaning in.
like heads raised like well, you see, like
You know the vibe it gives me?
yeah.
They're the Chuckle Brothers.
Well, that's probably they were fucking doing the to me to you bit while they were fucking pushing the tenders around.
To me, to you. If, by the way, if you don't say to me to you when you're carrying a piece of furniture with another person, then you're not really carrying that piece of furniture, and you should do it again.
Yeah. I mean, you get a little bit of grace on it if you're American, but like if you're British, you've got no excuse.
If you're English,
yeah,
no grace.
you got no excuse.
Fuck it up.
Fuck it
The,
up,
the clip,
fam.
the clip of the live show or the
Yeah,
set
with the
falls
set
down,
fucking break.
and the two of them just lose their mind. Paul, I was gonna say we could hide back here, but oh, I miss the Chuckle Brothers.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, as well, fucking. I see some defect, no doubt. That has been in my vernacular for years.
It's a real good line.
Along with something from the next page. I expect Annie and Clarabelle were probably trying to calm Thomas down before he like fussed away to talk to the twins.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Sorry. I take that back slightly. Not talk to the twins, talk at the twins.
I feel like that's how Thomas interacts with most other engines. It's just that he talks at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do not
I
actually
say you two!
interface with him in a meaningful way.
He's a little bit vapid.
I
that
say
way.
you two. Yes, I'm sure you do.
Humph.
Oh boy.
He turned to the passengers. Here, gentlemen, are the facts. Number 10 has been shunting the yard. Your coach disappeared. We investigate. Number 10, disappears too. You can draw your conclusions. Please accept my apologies. The matter will be investigated. Good afternoon, gentlemen. The Fat Controller watched them till they climbed the station ramp. His shoulders twitched. He wiped his eyes. Douglas wondered if he was crying. He was not. He swung round suddenly. Douglas, he rapped, why are you masquerading with Donald's tender?
Well, Masquerade's a very good Go Child album.
You
That
shut the
hasn't
fuck
been
up.
released yet.
Anachronistic.
-2.
I do love what the Fat
Oh.
Controller says to the passengers, you know. You can draw your own conclusion, he says, after providing facts that very clearly say, Number 10 fucked up your coach and ran away as soon as we came knocking.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you know, you can draw your own conclusions.
You can draw your own conclusions.
You're capable.
Yeah?
You can do it. I trust you to do it. Fuckity bye. He's laughing, though. He's
He
laughing.
really is.
Thomas's special coach
oh.
is gone, and he's laughing.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that Thomas was in this illustration too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the Fat Controller laughing
Yeah.
about this.
God damn it, these fucking trains.
These fucking trains.
These trays think they're so fucking funny.
And they are. I can't condone it.
That's a problem.
He
have
sees
no
through
doubt
this shit
they're fucking
completely and is
hilarious.
trying so hard not to give the impression to Douglas that he adores the audacity of it all.
Yeah.
Andrew, this is gonna be specific. Do you remember that clip, like that bit in Molly McGee, where Daryl spray paints half of the school, and then the parents get in the car and they look all angry and they just start laughing their asses off?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, it's like that.
It is
amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's the episode where like he becomes a ghost and tells his body to kill itself.
Oh yes, I remember that one now. Yeah. Yeah. I reckon Daryl wouldn't have bungled the tender swap. He'd have found a way to like make it actually succeed.
Oh, definitely. That guy can fucking make anything work.
He calls people like out of state.
Yeah.
He's got contacts with contacts and contacts.
I swear to God, there's like a bit where he talks about being banned from like a Middle Eastern country.
I believe he does. Yes.
Amazing.
Anyway, funny train.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love how shocked the bodyguards look here. Like, oh!
Bodyguards.
I love calling them bodyguard. That's great.
Fuck. I just
You-
read my note
you're-
sheets.
Yeah, your
I read
notes.
my note sheets from fucking 2021 where I assumed
Where
these
you-
were the Fat Controller's bodyguards. That's his
Yeah.
fucking crew.
That yeah.
We just talked about that on the last page.
question. There's a question mark in brackets after bodyguards there too. But wow.
I love the
Holy
implication that
shit.
Douglas has bodyguards.
Well, I mean, what
I mean,
is an
his
engine's
crew
driver
technically
and
were the
fireman
muscle.
what is
Yeah.
an engine's driver and fireman if not just a bunch of bodyguards?
Yeah, the crew also, if my thinking is correct, they were the muscle of the operation.
Yeah.
I kind of just want to see Douglas flanked by just two guys in sunglasses with their arms behind their backs now. He's the fucking
Well,
president.
I was thinking they'd be like, the Fat Controller's typical two guys,
Yeah.
Well,
His
well,
boys.
duh,
his boys,
his guys.
and I adore the idea of even the Fat Controller's boys being like, what the fuck? I didn't see that at all. I didn't realize this was a trick. What the heck? How'd he see through that? He must be some kind of genius. And the Fat Controller just like, what do you see? I have a functioning brain.
I've got sharp eyes and I can make very keen observations.
I have a sense of object permanence.
I'm just imagining. So you know how like all engines go, Donald has like the chipped tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining that like, they're identical enough that nobody else has noticed that he has a chipped tooth and Douglas doesn't. But
Yeah.
Topham immediately made note of it and he sees it.
Well, you don't have
And
a
it's like-
mole. You don't have... Your teeth seem to be in much better shape. And your eyes are an entirely different color.
I'll tell you what. I brought up Reese's take on this story last week, where the way the Fat Controller figures out that it's Douglas as he steps into the cab, pulls the whistle.
Oh, yeah.
There's something I neglected
I
to
like
mention as
that.
well, and it's that he has like Thomas or Gordon help Thomas find the missing coach. Sort of using that using them alliance bucks, cashing in.
That's nice, I guess.
Should I talk about the story library book now, or should I do that next episode?
Now is probably a good time to talk about
Yeah, now's a good time. We'll talk about the Break Van part of the story library book when we talk about Break Van.
Okay, but essentially, the story library book, I don't recall if it uses, like, the 57646 bit.
It doesn't. Cause
Okay,
I read it
but
quite
basically,
recently,
like-
actually.
Basically, like, in the story library book, they do adapt Missing Coach, but they don't adapt the Tender Swap.
Yeah.
And they essentially combine it with Break Van into one long story.
Yeah.
So, like, things that happen in this story and things that happen in Break Van are kind of reworked to be continuous rather than, like, there being a break, if that makes sense. I don't want to get
Yeah.
into it too much, but like we can get further into it next episode.
Yeah.
The point is, the My Thomas Story Library books are really good, and you should read them.
Yes.
You can probably stop around Rheneas, because that's kind of when they stop doing interesting things.
Yeah.
Are we done?
I guess. I mean, yeah. I mean, we're at the end of the story. I've run out of notes. I guess we're done.
Well,
We need to rank it.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's do it.
We said a bunch of stuff that I feel like I would have saved for the end of the episode in, like, the beginning of the episode. So I guess I could just reiterate it, but, like, fucking, it's a lot of work. I guess I could reiterate it. It's notorious because of the omission from the TV series midway through filming, and I think it is a shame that they did end up omitting it, because, like, it really kills the pacing of the arc to not have that story, to not have the first half of the book as an actual episode. Like, Breakvan is fine, but it's not as good as it could be, I think, because, they fucking fucked it. They
fucked his sandwich 4 times.
That sounds a little bit too has-been hotel. That's that phrasing, but what the fuck ever. Like, this is very good. It's continuing pretty much directly from the past story, and now on top of, like, the comedy we were getting, we're starting to get a little like, oh, there's like kind of
There's like
things
actual
happening.
things at stake here, and it's not just
Yeah.
wacky slapstick train bullshit.
Yeah. Hey, Douglas, why can't you abide going back? What's up with that?
You want to talk about that one,
Why-
champ?
You wanna talk, buddy?
You want to
I'm here
elaborate on
for
that
ya.
one, bud?
Yeah.
It's okay.
if I
I'm only shoving this microphone directly into your nose.
Yeah. If I had to give any gripes to the story, it's that it's trying to introduce a lot of ideas in a really short amount of time. Like, it has to introduce the concept of the numbers on tenders only, then establish working with Duck, and the big engine, and the special coach, and the plant. Like, there's a lot of moving parts, and it being combined with Hello Twins in the TV series works. Like, you can fit that into 4 minutes and 30 seconds. It's just also a very packed story, and I feel like these first 2 stories would be at their best if they were adapted into, say, a 22-minute piece of television.
Probably.
Yeah.
Jamie is speaking her truth about her desire for long Thomas episodes.
Yeah, we need long Thomas episodes. We need 22-minute Thomas episodes so bad.
I don't know about 22. I could do 11-minute Thomas episodes. That could be
Yeah,
fun.
11-minute Thomas is also good. I just think 22 opens up a lot of tantalizing possibilities for those who really want to fucking gun for it. Which,
I suppose.
I'd like to be that person.
Jamie, they should put you
Anyway,
in charge
I
of
think-
Thomas because you do it good.
Oh, thank you. I do have a pitch document ready if Ian McHugh wants to chat me up. I think for rating, I'm gonna give this book, not this book. For rating, I'm kind of split. Cause back when I wrote these notes years ago, I said my rating was a Toby. Because it's, a bit crowded and could have used a bit of expansion, but, like, expansion that it couldn't really get because it's already kind of stretching the bounds of the pages it's allotted. But, like,
Yeah.
it does a lot of cool things that I wish were actually included in the TV series. So, like, I guess, though, it would feel wrong since this is, since I have said it's the last 2/3 of the story started by Hello Twins, I could probably justify giving this a duck. Because, it's all one story, and I think they all work together. And it makes sense to give it the same score as that, so I would say. And this is where the red meat lies. And I do like that red meat. So I'm going to give it a duck. I'm upping it from a Toby to a duck. How about you, Vivian?
So, this has some stuff I really love in it. Like, it has some great character stuff. I'm also stupid and don't get the core conceit of the story.
Well,
Failing skill check for toddlers.
Yes. Listen,
it's
I won't
kinda-
deny it. Everybody knows I'm an idiot.
This is something I remember. I remember my friends years ago, like having increasingly confused discussion on, like what missing coach is actually meant to be about, like what the crux of it is, and it's like kind of about not resting on your laurels.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because
I
know,
guess
in thinking quickly and making like a rash decision to try and get himself out of trouble, Douglas only gets into more trouble.
Yeah.
I guess, like, my thing is just that, like, there's stuff I like about it. There's stuff I like a lot about this story. Like, you know, the whole confrontation scene is really good. I
Yeah.
like the idea of the special coach. I like the lore that Douglas is the one that isn't meant to be here. I like all that stuff. But, like, even with two very smart people explaining it to me, the plan still confuses me in an internal way, not in, like, an external way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like that's a really big part of the story, so I don't know if I can be too positive on it with that confusing me, but I also really like some of the other stuff. So, like, I'm gonna be generous, and I'm just gonna say Toby, because I don't want to be mean to the stuff I do like.
Okay. Now, I bet you are wondering what my rating is.
Whoop Allen?
Yeah,
He's here?
he is. Which is interesting, because he was scrapped in 63.
Yeah. So yeah, I bet I am wondering
see.
why he is here.
So it's a little bit sloppy, this story. But only a tiny bit. Everything about this story, like each page is very neatly allotted to a specific thing, right? But
Mhm.
like in doing that, in giving space for such specific things, it leaves the whole being just a tiny bit messy,
Yeah, it's a little bit messy.
because
Yeah.
it sort of scrambles to do what it wants to do, which incidentally reflects the tender swap.
Yeah.
But I love this story. I didn't like it when I was a teenager, because I just thought it was confusing, but I mean, as an adult, it doesn't even really feel all that confusing to me anymore, so I quite like
Yeah.
it. I'm gonna give it a Donald. Fuck it, man.
So Toby
Okay.
Duck Donald.
Yeah, it's got a spectrum here.
Bum 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 bum.
Part of the reason I, at least, feel forgiving towards, you know, the sloppiness, as you say, is because, like, over the years, I feel like my approach to fiction has become a very trust the process one. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can come up with arguments to back up why I feel ways, but also, like, you know, I'll like, you know, sometimes see people getting heated about something. Like, you know, I alluded to it vaguely earlier, or maybe I didn't. I don't actually remember if that's still in the cut. You know, like I've been reading this webcomic, Dumbing of Age. I might have talked about it on the podcast before. I don't fucking know. And like, there's a
I
bunch of
have
people
no
in, like,
idea
the
what
main
the hell
site
you're talking
comments-
about.
Well, you see, it's a very good webcomic that makes
It's
a lot
very
of
good.
people in the comment section of the comic website very angry every time characters do something suboptimal. And whenever I see people getting super heated about, oh, no, this character can't be doing this thing, that would be wrong, or that would ruin this thing. And I just see all that, and I'm like, okay, well, surely you could just, like, trust the process and see where it's going before catastrophizing, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not.
And you know what?
You know,
I've trusted the process in the past too. Do you know where that
Yeah.
got me?
where'd that get you?
The most recent season of Doctor Who.
That's true. Sometimes trusting the process doesn't pay off, but I feel like
Yeah.
for me personally, maybe just because I've let Dumbing of Age consume my entire brain for
You
the past
have? I couldn't
6
tell.
months. But yeah, you couldn't tell with all the posts I've made in private. Maybe,
Yes.
maybe I'm just letting that recent phenomenon cloud my vision because I've been, because that mindset has paid off so generously for me on that end, where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm really worried. Is this gonna fuck up this relationship I really care about? And then I actually read it, it's like, oh, see, this is why I trust the process, because it always ends up working out in the end. It always, even if what I specifically wanted doesn't work out, this new story direction they're going in does actually open up a lot of tantalizing possibilities. I will keep on reading. It's
The process is your ally. The process is your friend.
I don't know if
Yeah,
I have a fucking point to any of this, actually.
I am
mean,
DevCon.
Designation Douglas.
what the fuck are you still doing
know.
here? Next time we're gonna do breakdown.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Please wrap it up.
Please wrap it up.
Oh, do we have anything else to say before we leave?
Bye-bye.
Give us money.
Yeah, subscribe to Patreon, join the Discord, fucking...
Donate to the Town Hidden Railway 75 appeal.
Yeah, donate to the Halfling
that.
Railway 75 appeal.
that.
Here, gentlemen, are the facts. Next time, we're going to talk about Breakvan.
Woohoo!
Yeah! I love Breakvan.
Right.
I'm gonna be very excited to talk about Breakvan.
I love
Yeah.
Breakvan.
It's so
Breakvan's
fucking good.
fucking great.
Breakvan.
Breakvan. Okay. Goodbye, chat.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, chat. Goodbye.